Hello, tubers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And thank you for coming on and joining us on Cooper's Thai Adventure with myself, Cooper, and my good sidekick and buddy, Mr. Brooke Schneider. Thank you for always joining us, Brooke. Always a pleasure. And we got a heck of a lot of news to put out on the channel today. A lot of things that happened in Thailand in the last week, and we like to update you as and when we learn it. So first thing, I'll start with the bad news before we start with the good news. COVID is on the rampage across Asia again. And Thailand had over 100,000 cases last week.
Ooh.
And they're saying this is a new strain of COVID. And the symptoms are runny nose and a cough.
That sounds serious.
It does. Yeah. So that's it. That's as bad as it gets. Nobody's been hospitalized with it. And they're saying it's a very minor strain. It's going across all of Asia right now. So don't sweat it. You get a bit of cough and a runny nose. That's the worst it's going to get for you. And that's the bad news. Now, let's start with the good news. The good news is Thailand is in discussions right now to make a 10-year tourist visa.
Oh, that'd be nice.
10-year tourist visa. And they're talking about it. And the latest discussion is they want to make it a 10-year multiple entry tourist visa. And don't know what's going to be in it. But I would have thought the maximum you'd be able to stay is 6 months. Because any more than 6 months, you're a tax resident. You're no longer a tourist. So I think that's what they're going to do, a 10-year tourist visa. What the fee is, nobody knows. It's in the early stages of discussion. They're looking at competing with the likes of the Philippines and Vietnam. So could be some great news coming out later on this year. So they're in the committee stages, and the committee has said, yeah, we're all for it. Now it's got to go to the next stages and get voted on in the government. And then after it's voted on, goes to the king for royal assent, gets put in the Thai Royal Gazette, and it's legal. So until that day, I will keep a lookout and I'll update you how it's going. The other bit of immigration news that just came out last week is if you wanted to apply for a 60-day visa through your local Thai consulate or embassy in Thai, to come to Thailand, they now require a bank statement. Okay, and they want to see that you have a minimum of 60,000 baht, just under $2,000, about 1,800 US, in your bank to be able to support yourself for the 60 days when you come here. Now, why would anybody do that? I have absolutely no idea, because there's still no change to the 60-day entry stamp on arrival.
Which just, you come here, you get your 60 days on arrival.
And
you don't need a bank statement.
Nobody asks you for a bank statement. Nobody asks you, proof of funds. Some Asian countries, they do ask for that. For example, Pakistan and India, they get asked for it on a regular basis. Show me you got the money to support yourself. Yeah. But for Westerners, no. It's normally not an issue at the Thai airport here in Suvarnabhumi, Bangkok. So that's the latest 60-day update. There's no change to it. They're still doing 60 days entry stamp on arrival for 96 countries. Do they plan to lower it down to the original 27 countries? Who knows? Oh, I got COVID. There's a cough there for you, Brooke. Nobody knows. They said they want to, and then that's where it stopped. Hasn't gone any further.
Well, just stepping back for a minute here, I think the country, things are quieter here. I think tourism is down substantially from what they had forecast.
Yeah.
Even during high season, it's down from that. It's dead here now. I mean,
Yeah.
pools are empty. The streets seem to be empty. Most of the shops, quiet.
Yeah.
And, I talked to other expats here and they say the same thing. So it's not just my opinion, but I think Thailand is probably, they seem to be dickering with these visas a lot. But the thing is, they're not making it harder. I think in anything, they're trying to make it easier for tourists.
I agree.
Or retirees to come here. So as far as a tax residency, I have never met anyone who is even concerned about taxes here or filed or has a tax number. If you're working, that's different. But
yeah,
I can't, and there's tax treaties throughout the countries with Thailand. So yeah, I don't see that being an issue at all.
And I did watch a tidbit of news on Sunday on one of the local Thai TV channels called TV5. If you ever follow it, it's called TV5 and it's available to watch on YouTube for free if you want. And you can just turn on the English subtitles. That's how I do it when I watch it, so I can see what the heck they're saying. And they had the one of the government ministers on TV5 on Sunday. You can go back and watch it. Just go back to Sunday State and you'll see it on there. It was a 30-minute program, and he was talking about the tax and foreigners and everything in Thailand. And he said for the retirees, they have nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
he said because we have a tax treaty with America, for example.
Canada,
he said
UK,
America, it's
Australia,
black and
same.
white in there.
Yeah,
we cannot tax. There will be no tax on American pensions. None.
Yeah, it'll
on
be
Social Security, disability, your 401k, everything else, because you've already paid tax into the system, and they have that dual taxation. He said, so we won't be doing that. He said, we're not going to be going after any Americans, to pay Thai taxes, because we have this agreement with the US, just like we have a similar agreement with the UK. The UK one is not as explicit as the American one. It doesn't go into as many details, but they're going to honor it all the same. He said, and we have this agreement with multiple countries around the world. He said, so I want to put that rumor to bed right now. There will be no dual taxation in Thailand.
Yeah.
He says, now, if you have foreign income coming from a job that you're working on overseas, and you're doing it remotely, yes, we will tax you.
Well, depends where you're filing your taxes, I would say. How are they even going to find that out?
Well, he said if the tax is less in your country than it is in Thailand, you pay the difference. If the tax is more than it is in Thailand, you pay nothing.
Yeah.
So he's advised the expats that are retired here, just keep your tax statement. If ever you're asked for it in future, just produce it and you'll have zero issues.
Never met anyone even been asked.
No, never. No one's been asked. And then my favorite piece of news just came out yesterday is the 99-year land lease.
In discussions.
No, they want to bring it in.
Well, that's discussions.
No, they definitely want to bring it in.
Yeah, but it's not enacted yet, is my point.
No, it's not enacted, but it is very soon coming.
Let's hope so.
Okay. They have a lot of support on both sides of Parliament, between the political parties. Yeah, they want to do this, so they have enough votes to pass it.
Good.
And the reason is, right now, if you wanted to buy a house in Thailand, you can. All right. I'm going to stop all the myth busters right now. You can buy a house in Thailand. You can have the deed to the house in your name, but you cannot own the land surrounding the house. The land underneath the house, yes. Surrounding the house, no.
Okay? I don't think you can own any land.
You can own the land that the structure is on. Yes. They're saying because it's part of the foundation. So therefore, you know, you have to. Now, what happened was there was a case in Phuket a few months ago. A foreigner did the land lease option, bought a house, was doing the lease of the land. 30 years were coming up. Okay. Now, in his contract, he had it there for 90 years, 30, 30, and 30 for 90 years, renewable, and guaranteed renewable in the contract. And the owner of the land turned around and said, no, I want to sell it. Yeah. And he's saying, no, you made this contract with me. I've already paid you for it. And so the foreigner took the owner to court and won. The Thai appealed it and he won. So there was a lot of outrage about it because, you know, the first court said, no, you signed the contract for 90 years. Second court said, no, the law isn't actually written that way. It's 30 years renewable if both parties agree for the 30 years and 30 years. So that caused huge outrage on places like Koh Samui and Phuket, where there's a lot of foreigners that want to buy beachfront properties. And even upset the Chinese. And this was huge news 2-3 months ago. It upset the Chinese, and the Chinese were saying, okay, we're going to pull out of all our deals, you know, because, you know, we're building hotels and stuff like that, and mega resorts, and we're about to build 3 casinos in your country. We're not going to pay a, you know, 6 billion baht to build a casino, and you tell us in 30 years we have to move out. No way. See you guys later. So the government's had a complete rethink on it and said, okay, we need to go ahead with this 99-year plan.
Which would be a one-shot deal.
One-shot deal.
Yeah, one lease, 99 years.
Correct.
Done.
And done.
That would be interesting.
I love that. That'll be a huge game changer for me buying a house in Thailand.
For anybody.
Anybody. Yeah. Because you know you're secure for 99 years.
Yeah. Even after 20, 30 years, if you're done with it, your family has
your
it,
family
or you
can
just
use
go
it.
sell it and you still got 60 years left. Most people would go for that.
No, it's 99 years per person. So if you were to sell it, the other person would get 99 years.
Whoa, I don't know about that. You'd have to see the contract. But
well, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying per person.
Yeah.
Unless you're giving it to a family member, because it's still saying with the family, if you're selling that outside, you know, and you've got 97 years, well, nobody's going to buy it if they only have 2 years left, are they?
No.
Exactly. You know, so that's what they're saying, that each, you know, person that buys it subsequently, there'll be certain properties that'll be available for that 99-year lease.
Well, let's wait and see what happens.
So I think that is fantastic news. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about today's news updates in regards to the visas, and in regards to COVID, and in regard to the 10-year tourist visa and the 99-year land lease. I think it's excellent news moving forward.
Yeah, retirees, which we are, I think the retirement visa is still the way to go for us.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, definitely.
15 months you get on your first one, and 12 months renewals after that, and it's pretty.
And the renewals are half price.
Yeah, so it's pretty.
Yeah,
affordable.
you only got the expensive one at the first.
Yeah,
you know, between 30 and 60,000 baht, depending which agent you use.
Definitely go with the multiple entry.
Yeah,
it's I don't know, 5,000 baht more, 150 bucks more, but then you can travel to and fro anywhere you want. They don't even, I mean, you're just stamped when you come back. So it's
exactly
simple. Tony Montana from Thailand says, good morning, Cooper, Brooke, Darlene, and Jackie, and all the gang. I'm still the first to comment.
Always Tony, yes.
Tony's up
well
early,
done, buddy.
Early in the morning to make sure. Kim Leslie Nielsen, good morning, CBD. Looking forward to a great live stream.
And thank you, Kim, for coming on and joining us.
Vincent, good morning, CBD. Is value-added taxes reimbursable for long-termers? Well, I did a little grok search on this, Vincent, and you have to, the answer is yes and no. Yes, if you're staying 60 days or less, keep your receipts, and you have to fly out, so to speak. In other words, at an airport, and you can get reimbursed. So that probably precludes a lot of people if you're staying more than 60 days, like retirees are. The other thing is it's 7%. So unless you're buying something huge, are you going to go through the hassle and the paperwork for, you know, $30 or $40? That's the question
Well,
I'd have.
a lot of people like buying Thai gold. Why? Because it's 23 karat, 23 and a half karat for Thai gold here. You know, so it's the closest you can get to 24 karat. 24 is you'll break it in your fingers. They have to put a little bit of something in there to, you know, keep it strong. And the rule is you have 60 days from when you buy it to claim the VAT back.
They charge you value-added tax on gold purchase.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. They charge you value-added tax on anything you buy in Thailand. Even at a gas station, you're paying value-added tax on that. It's just incorporated in the price.
Yeah.
It's not charged extra. But if you ever get a receipt from a gas station, it says the 7%.
It
value-added tax.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the rule on it, Vincent. From when you buy it, you have 60 days to claim the VAT. So keep the receipt when you're in the airport at Swanepoel. There's and you go through immigration and you're in the terminal, exit terminal, you'll see the VAT refund desk there. You just go up to them with the receipt. As long as it's less than 60 days and you're not here on a long-term visa, you can then claim the 7% back. Yeah.
Tony says, please hit that like button, make Darlene smile.
Yes, please. And Darlene and the kids are on the plane as we speak, heading back to the Philippines.
Wow.
So she's taking the kids back. She's going to stay for 5 days and she'll be back on Sunday. So Cooper's all by himself.
Oh, you poor fellow.
So I've arranged some bike rides to go out with some friends on bike because Darlene doesn't like the motorbikes. She said, go ahead, knock yourself out. Go on as many bike rides as you want. So I said, James, my good buddy, what we got planned? You got any bike tours going on? I'm coming with you.
Good. He loves biking, James.
Yeah.
Kim Leslie Nielsen. So what is Coupe doing these days? Any videos on general life in Thailand?
We do. We have about 20 videos, Kim, that Darlene is going to be starting to edit when she comes back from the Philippines. We wanted to have these 6 weeks to ourselves with the kids, and we filmed a lot of it, so you'll be able to see a lot of the fun that we got up to with the kids, and a lot of our adventures and travels around Thailand and Malaysia. We filmed all that as well, including the hotels we stayed in, what we paid for them, you know, how easy is it to cross the border with a vehicle. We made a lot of videos. So she's going to start editing them when she comes back next week. And then there's our ones from Rio that we need to edit, some on the cruise ship that we need to edit, and all sorts of things that we got up to. And then we're going to be taking a step back from YouTube.
What?
Okay, we are. I will be still making videos, but not as many. I'm not going to go flat out and make a video every day of the week. It's too much for me. And
you are getting older.
To be honest, it's not worth it. The amount that YouTube pays you to do it, it's not worth it to me. You know, I make enough money. I didn't start this channel to make money on YouTube. You know, the $300, $400 I make on YouTube for, you know, going out filming 7 days a freaking week, 6 days a week.
Now, what about live streams? You still going to do?
We'll still continue with the live streams.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll do a couple of videos a month, but we're not going to, you know, overdo ourselves.
So I won't be unemployed.
No, you still get your coffee.
What about that raise I was looking for?
Oh, you've had it 3-4 times over, buddy. But no, we will be slowing down on the channel and just making a couple videos a week. I think maybe 2 videos a week is
fine.
Maximum.
Yeah,
and then when you got 3 live streams a week, well, there you go, 5 days. You know, and so we can enjoy our retirement too.
I think so. A lot of the guys would like to see more of your videos, and you do have a lot. It's just that for the last 6 weeks, guys, with the kids here, and I don't blame them. Hey, spend time with the family. It's maybe once, twice a year you get to do that.
Yeah.
Heavens to Betsy. And they're at an impressionable age when, hey, this is important to spend time. So I know for a fact there's lots of footage in the can, so to speak. Just a matter now when Darlene's back, hey, the kids aren't here. She's going to be editing probably full time. So there'll be a lot of videos coming.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get all those videos out on the channel.
Good.
Yeah. But after that, then we're going to slow down.
Yeah, well. Kim Leslie Nielsen says again, CBD, you are doing so much good for all of us. How can we do something?
Hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up.
That's all I ask.
Like button.
Hit the thumbs up. If we get 100 likes per live stream, then YouTube will pump it out to the next level. It's a minimum requirement of 100 likes.
Yeah.
And then it goes up to the next tier, and they so more people can watch it. So maybe, somebody may have searched one thing about Thailand. Well, all of a sudden, because they search one thing, my videos will pop up on their, suggestion list of things to watch.
Good.
And if I get less than 100, it doesn't. So that's all we ask is give a thumbs up. We're doing this all for free. We don't ask for anything. So if you can just give a thumbs up, that's more than enough for us on the channel, and we're happy with it.
Sounds good. Malcolm Hawkins. That name rings a bell. Good morning, Team Coops. Another great beachfront day in Jomtien.
And it is. The girls went out last night.
Karaoke.
They were doing karaoke on the beach. And Brooke was sat there drinking a beer at Tops Daily.
Yeah, there's a brand new Tops open next door here. Big one. Which is
I'm going to film that.
Yeah, it was just checking it out. It's huge and, lots of staff, which was nice. And
outdoor seating?
Outdoor seating, and it's covered, and they had a couple fans even. So it's kind of a nice area, and you're going to walk there for 2 minutes. So
yeah. And then what they did behind the new Tops is they built 5 new houses.
Oh, I didn't see those.
And they're joined houses. And I think they're on the cheap. I think they're 2-bedroom. 2-bathroom
rentals. Are they going to be
rentals?
Okay,
they are rentals, and I'm going to contact the owner, and if I think they're affordable and a cheaper way than going into condo,
do a video.
Then I'll make a video of it and put it on the channel and see if anybody's interested.
Scotty Richmond from California. Good morning, CBD and everyone else watching. Finally found a new home for the doggy. Last day of work is June the 2nd. Wowzer, that's coming up. And the house goes up for sale next week.
Wow.
Finally.
You're getting there, Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty's...
You'll be back out here sooner than you think.
Scotty was only here for a week, which, a lot of people think, well, that's short term. But he had his checklist. He was all prepared. And I remember we were in the pool most days, and he's getting ready to leave. And I said, so, Scotty, how was your trip? How did you find things? He says, Brooke, I checked every box on the checklist. It looks good.
It ticked all the boxes.
Yep. So he was heading back to, do up all the affairs. And yeah, good guy, Scotty. We'll have fun when he's here.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to you coming back, bud.
Aussie T's got his beers looking up there by the look of it.
Oh, yeah.
Beer, yep. Good morning, crew. Tony #1 again. Fellow Aussie, too. Yep.
And he's got 4X. Australians wouldn't give a 4X for anything else. I remember the commercials. Yeah.
Roger Carpenter. Good morning, CBD. These days are numbered until retirement. 9 to be exact. Wow, that's a countdown.
Not long there, Roger.
Who's counting besides me, Roger says.
Exactly. And thank you for being a channel member and having the badge right there next to your name. It helps support the channel for only $2 a month. You can't beat it. Cheap. Just like me and Brooke.
Speak for yourself. Ernest Jones. There's Ernie. Good morning, neighbors from Dusset 1.
Good morning, Ernie.
Ernie's...
Thank you for coming on and joining us and being a channel member. Much appreciated, buddy.
Ernie's recently arrived, and I'm sure he's loving it here.
He's only been here 2 weeks.
Yeah, and he's joined us in the pool a couple times already.
Yeah,
good guy. Ernie is from Texas. I just forget now. Shit, got a mental block. Anyways, Matt Smith. I just want to have sex 3 times a day. Well, Matt, you find the right girl or 2 or 3 girls, and you'll be okay.
Well, I don't want to have sex 3 times a day. Once is enough for me. But 3 times a day, I was doing that as a teenager.
That's only 22. Come on.
Maybe Matt is a young buck, but no, my age, once is enough. That's it. Any more than that's too much.
Mike D. What's up, Brooke and Coupe? Nice news on that visa. I'm excited. 1,018 more days until I'm there. But who's counting? I got to wait until my son turns 18. Okay, otherwise I would have been gone by now, brother. It'd be nice to see you guys. Yeah, well, Mikey, we'll be here.
We'll still be here, and that's only just under 3 years.
Yeah, it's good to have a plan.
It is.
Yep.
it's very good to have plans. So we'll still be here, Mike. Look us up, and hopefully the live streams are still going by then.
Keep in mind, guys, like if you're again, a lot of people are planning and have planned all their life, maybe until recently, retiring in their home country. Well, you need a hell of a lot more money in that home country than you would ever need here. So a lot of you guys might already have enough, even if you're thinking 2 or 3 years out, because smart investing and you can live so affordably here. Yeah. Take a look. Stephen Funslow, good morning, CBD. It was great meeting you, Cooper and Darlene, at the last meet and greet. Unfortunately, we didn't meet Brooke. Back in cold Melbourne now until September. See you then.
Okay, we'll see you back in September. And it's great to meet you too, Stephen. I do remember you. And yeah, our next meet and greet is Tuesday next week.
Next week, coming up.
So
quick.
7 days time.
And it's at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Fraser's.
At Fraser's. Yeah, nice place, good food, and big enough. It's a Tuesday night, so it's not, there's not a lot of other people. We pretty well take over that place, guys. So, it's a fun time. Lots of laughs. You'll meet and greet a lot of new friends, make a lot of friends, and get some phone numbers and stay in contact. So that's kind of great.
And when you go in, you'll see signs on the table says reserved for Cooper. That's your seat. So we reserve 50 seats every single time that we have the meet and greet.
The thing I love about it, there's usually, I would say, averages half the people are regulars that go to every meet and greet just to, reconnect, and half are new.
Yeah.
And every single person is smiling.
Everyone.
They're laughing. It's great. There's no issues. And you'll find the life here is very stress-free, guys, and drama-free, which is great. So you don't have the negative news as the Western countries seem to always have.
Yeah. So stay warm, Stephen, and we'll see you in September, brother.
Yep. Rodney, hello, Coupe, Darlene, Brooke, Jackie. Thanks again for being here.
And thank you, Rodney. It's a pleasure. We enjoy the live streams. We really do. I've said to Brooke many times after the live stream, oh, that was great. That was fun. And he's like, yeah, I love the live stream. So we both continue to do it because we enjoy doing it so much. And we're making future friends is the way we think about it. And we have our regulars that come on every week that live here as well. And we see on a regular basis, that's why I want to take a little step back from YouTube is I'd like to spend more time with the friends that I've made here.
In the pool,
out on the beach, having a coffee morning on the beach, there's so many missed opportunities that I don't get when I'm out filming every single day. And I'm sort of jealous of you and the guys, Brooke. I really am, because I'll see you on a Saturday, for example, for the live stream. You'll say, hey, Coop, I was down the pool this week. I met this new subscriber, this guy's from here, this nice couple. And, and I'm like, I haven't met any of them, And, you're saying, oh, yeah, we're going out and doing this. We're going out and having a meal here, but I know you can't come with us because you got to get up early for filming tomorrow morning. I don't like that. I want to take a step back and be able to enjoy it with you guys too.
Well, good on you.
Yeah.
Now, I've had in the pool, just for example, I've had many occasions where people come up, hey, how you doing, Brooke? And, I don't remember these guys, you know. And I'm Vincent from, then, you put the name with the comments and then so that's always fun.
It is.
Yep. Matt Smith, thumbs up, guys.
And a wave. Thank you, Matt. Yes, please. Give a wave and a thumbs up.
Captain Action from Tampa. Happy Wednesday from Henry. I'm still dreaming of metal detecting on the beautiful beaches of Thailand. Hello, Cooper and Brooke. Wow, agree. Thanks.
Yeah, and that's in relation to the new news for the 99-year land lease and the 10-year tourist visa that is soon to be coming. And I have our first shout out to give. It just popped up on my phone. And it's from John E. Washington, bought 5 coffees and says, thanks for all the valuable information. We're hooked. Reel us into the land of smiles. And thank you for that, Mr. J. E. Washington. I know your first name now, John.
Yes.
So thank you, John, for the 5 coffees. Much appreciated, brother. How did he do that? That QR code right there. You scan that and you buy us coffees. They're $5 each, and they are really, really appreciated.
Yep.
Helps pay for my gas.
Captain Action gifted 1 Coopersthaiadventure membership.
Thank you, Captain
Who's the
Action.
lucky
So
person?
somebody is going to get a badge next to their name, like that one right there. Costs only $2 a month. Thank you, Captain Action.
Coop, what's Duke doing these days?
Yes.
The question that needs to be answered is how much the Thai has to pay the foreigner for the house sitting on the land. Hopefully fair market value.
That is the million-dollar question. And I think the foreigner that bought that house and did the land lease took a bulldozer to the house. That's what I heard. I haven't seen it on the news, but I got friends that live down in Phuket, and they went past the area and they said it's not there anymore. It looks like a bulldozer went through it because it's just a pile of rubble.
Yeah, definitely. I don't recommend purchasing in this country until, let's say, something like these new proposed laws.
There has to be protection.
Exactly.
There has to be a level of protection.
Now, a 99-year lease would definitely afford you a decent time frame.
Oh, yes.
Okay. You still want a damn good lawyer to make sure that it can't be broken or, gotten out of. But as far as the value of the house, should the lease expire, you almost kind of have to negotiate that or possibly put it in the lease. Otherwise, if you don't come to an agreement, you'll just say, well, sorry, move the house.
Yeah.
So it's up to you.
Well, what the Thai government has said in its proposal for the 99 land years lease is they're going to have certain areas that they designate as 99-year land leases to stop all the corruption involved.
Okay.
So it's going to be an agreement with the Thai government, not with a local landlord.
Certain areas. Okay.
Certain areas.
Again,
they're going to allow
for
that.
We'll know more.
Exactly. And I am, trying to get as much information as I can, but it's limited what's available right now.
Yeah.
So I can only give you what I've seen up until last night when I went to bed, because I was researching it last night as well.
Now, this has nothing to do with the condos. Foreigners are still allowed.
Yeah, they can own 49%
49%
of a condo complex.
Yes. 1,000 units in a condo.
They can own 499.
Yeah.
And then Thais can own the other 501.
So
yeah. And that's the way it is right now. And with that 99-year land lease, they want the protection there for the overseas investors, people that want to open hotels and businesses, office blocks, houses. They want that protection there for them, so they don't have to worry about all of a sudden, it cost them 6 billion baht to make this casino. 30 years later, they're only just recouping their money, and they lost it.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's going to go in and invest in anything in life to recuperate their money. They're going to do it to make a profit.
Yeah, without certainty, you don't have it limits investments, that's for sure.
Yeah. So that's why they're looking at it. And I got another shout out, this time from Scotty Richmond. Bought us 3 coffees, says thanks for another great live stream. Thank you, Scotty. God bless you, brother.
Man.
Much appreciated. So yeah, Duke, they are seriously looking into this, and they have enough votes on both sides of the house to pass it. They don't want to lose the Chinese investor.
No.
I
think China's hurting too. So I think part of it, China is probably the biggest tourist. In Thailand, most of the majority of, let's say, tourists are Chinese. When you look at a percentage from what country they come from, and why? Because it's next door. But even they're hurting in that country. So I think a big reason, in my opinion, why tourism is down overall in Thailand is the other countries are hurting.
Yeah.
People just, maybe they're more concerned about how much they're making, their investments, whatever. But maybe the world's slowing down, the economies,
Well, they want to build 4 casinos in Thailand. Thailand's given approval for 4. 3 to Chinese companies, 1 to American company. MGM Grand.
Okay.
Where's the MGM Grand going to be built? Right here in Jomtien.
Interesting.
Yeah, just down the road from us, about 3 miles down the road.
You'll like that.
I will. I love MGM Grand, and they give me free cruises. So hey, even better, I can use it as my points on my cruise.
Good.
So, and they have hell of a lot of great shows there, great food buffets and entertainment. It's going to be right on the beach with a huge pool. And, you know, I've seen, you know, an artist sketch rendition of what it could look like. And it looks amazing. Looks really, really amazing. They did it in Macau too. It's Macau's like an island off the coast of China, almost connected to China by a bridge. And anyways, they built a huge MGM Grand Casino there in Macau. It's the only place in China that you can have a casino is in Macau.
Macau, yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that. Captain Action, hit that like button, make Darlene smile.
Yes, please. She'll be smiling on the airplane at 35,000 feet up in the air.
Bingo. Matt Smith, the oldest boomers are passing away. Interesting how the market will change. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of wealth transfer coming up in the next 10 years.
Well, you
15.
think about it. That 99-year land lease, Brooke, that would last you the rest of your life, Jackie the rest of her life, and her son the rest of his life.
Wow. Probably.
Well, I can't see her son living to 110 years old.
No,
It's very
maybe not.
rare for somebody
Yeah.
to live that long.
Technology's changing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Who knows? Maybe we'll be half Android by then,
Ooh,
you know,
wouldn't that be
and we'll live
nice?
500 years. But right now, the way things are, no.
Yeah, it definitely would be more than an ample
Yeah.
time frame. Stephen Funslow, it was great meeting Tony Montana as well
At the meet and
the
greet.
meet and greet.
Yeah.
Yes, Tony's a fixture there every meet and greet. Matt Smith, will United States tariffs affect visa stays?
No,
I don't think
it has
at
no
all.
bearings
No.
whatsoever. The U.S. government has given every country 90 days to come back to the table, sit down. And if they're in ongoing talks, the U.S. government will extend that 90 days if they haven't reached an agreement by then, you know, providing us, you know, making progression, of course, you know, they'll extend the 90 days. For them that don't even come to the table, well, they're going to get the full whack of tariffs on them. But that has no bearing whatsoever, Matt, on visas in Thailand whatsoever.
No.
No.
You'll find life very relaxing in Thailand. You don't get caught up in any of the home country politics or
Mhm.
drama. You get to Thailand. I'm Canadian. I don't really care about Canadian politics anymore.
Mm.
You know, the Leafs lost again. Well, what else is new? It doesn't bother me. You know, like it's just life goes on,
Yeah.
and it's a great life when you can wake up every morning in Thailand.
Mm.
And I do that. I step out on the balcony first thing. Another day in paradise. Eh?
Exactly.
You know what I mean, guys? It's just fantastic. So come on over. If you've never been here, come for a visit. And pretty sure my nephew's going to come after I explain, hey, how things are affordable here. And, you know, he's moved his retirement plans up.
Yeah, my
You know.
brother's coming out in October.
Oh, bingo.
Never been to Thailand before.
He'll love it.
So he's going to
Yeah.
come out and visit us in October.
Yep. J. Washington, good morning, gentlemen. 12 days and counting.
Not long,
Wowzer.
John. I know your name now. Not long, John. And thank you again for the coffees, brother. It's going to be a pleasure to meet you when you get here.
Yep. Dennis L. Now there's a name that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Good morning. Count me in on the bike ride. Okay.
Well, the plan is at the moment, Dennis, I'll let you know later on today, is a group are taking a bike ride down to the Motorcycle Cafe. And that is down in Rayong, and it's about an 1.5 to 2 hour ride from here. On the bikes, I mean, in the car, I do it in 2 hours. On the bike, I can do it in an 1.5 hours.
Okay.
You know, so it is a beautiful cafe, and they got a lot of old bikes that are in the middle of the cafe. It's air-conned, you know, the food is great, you know, and old collector cars. And so if you like old bikes and old cars, it's a great place to go and have a meal
Sure.
for lunch.
Yep.
You up for it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
Jackie's not a big fan of bike rides. Definitely not long bike rides.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
well, I mean, he goes with a club, and there's normally about 20 of them that go.
Okay.
And he said, sure, Coop, no problem. Come along.
Good.
You know, more the merrier. So I'll get the full details later on today, and I'll let you know, Dennis, if you'd like to come join us.
Sounds good.
I think it's only guys, though. I think
Oh,
it's only guys. I
okay,
don't
so
think there's any
aren't
girls
allowed.
go.
Oh,
Just
interesting.
a guys stay out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mike Cuffin, good evening from Washington State up in the Northwest. The question, why do they call the dark side by that name and where is it? Heard it mentioned by you folks as well as others.
Right. Okay, Mike, I'll simplify it for you. It is in East Pattaya. Okay, so it's considered East Pattaya. And the reason they called it the dark side is there's a train track between East and West Pattaya. And if you go over the train track, you're on the dark side. Why did they call it the dark side? Because it was the last place in the area to get street lighting. And the Thais called it the dark side.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
where do
streetlights.
you live? Oh, I live over on the dark side. I live over on the light side. And it stuck for all these years. And it was like 30 years ago, they got street lighting. And the name still sticks. So we still call it the dark side, but the Thais now call it East Pattaya. They don't call it dark side. We do. The expats, but the Thais call it East Pattaya.
Yeah, when I first heard that name, I thought, well, that's got to be the dodgy part of town. But
It's
no, it's not the
It's
dodgy
the most
at all.
beautiful part of town.
In fact, I'd live there. I like it over there.
In a
It's
heartbeat.
quieter and
in a heartbeat.
definitely more. Not as many condos over there.
2 condo complexes.
yeah,
That's all.
But a whack more of villas. So if you're looking at a villa, that would
House.
house. That'd be a place to go.
Yeah.
Great restaurants as well. Just the traffic's easier. Even during high season, not as many people around there. So.
And you can get a 3-bedroom house out there for the price of a low-end 2-bedroom here.
Yeah.
And I'm talking 20,000 baht, folks.
You're
20,000 baht. It won't be a pool villa. It'll be a house, and you'll probably have a communal swimming pool to use.
That's fine.
And it'll be in a gated community, so you got 24-hour security. But a lot of my subscribers that have come out here and brought their animal pets with them that they can't live in condos with have rented houses out there, and they're loving it.
Yeah.
I got one that found a very nice 3-bedroom, 2-story, upstairs, downstairs, sitting on about half an acre of land. And they brought their husky with them, and they're only paying 14,000 baht a month
For a house.
for a house.
Yeah, there's deals.
That's less than a 1-bedroom here where we live.
Yeah.
The 1-bedroom here where we live at Dusa Grand Park 2 is 15,000 a month for a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
And they got it for 14. Yeah. It's not in a gated community. It doesn't have a shared pool. But they said they love it. Their Thai neighbors are super friendly and super fantastic. Yeah. And there's several expats that live on the street that they made friends with. Yeah. American couple.
Lots
Very
of
nice.
options. And there always will be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're building. So definitely no shortage of rentals coming up.
Yeah.
J. Washington, Dennis, my boss, the missus, said she will be hitting your wife up when we arrive to talk hair care.
No problem. She'll love that. Yeah. Darlene really does take care of her hair, and we got quite a lot of people out here. We have a lot of several actually black females out here, and they use a hairdresser in Pattaya, and she's South African, and she knows how to do black people's hair.
Okay.
And she's very, very good at it. And I'm just assuming your wife is black there, J.E., African American. But if she is, then they have the perfect barber. Well, not barber, hair salon.
Hair salon.
Beauty salon.
There's
to go to.
whack of hair salons around
But
here.
this girl, she's from South Africa, and she really knows how to, do African American's hair. She's really
You
good
got
at
a
it.
whack of hair salons, you got a whack of massage parlors, and you got a whack of weed shops.
Yeah.
Seems about every fourth one is one of those 3.
And dentists.
Well, yeah, there you go. There's a fourth one.
Yeah.
Robert Pierpont at Mike Cuffin. It's just the east side of Pattaya.
Correct.
Robert Pierpont again. Once a king, always a king, but once a night is enough. Okay.
Yeah, I know what he's talking 3 times a day. Yeah.
That's a good one, Robert.
If I would have been single for a long time, many years, okay, maybe that's what I'd be hoping for 3 times a day. But that would, you'd get worn out after a week or 2 of doing it, and you'd be like, okay, that's enough for me, maybe 3 times a week, Yeah, it's a phase that all us men go through. We call it midlife crisis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vincent Van Gogh. Hey, guys, what's the difference between Dusit 1 and Dusit 2? Same developer.
Same exact developer. Dusit 1, the rooms are a little bit bigger than Dusit 2.
Little older complex, first built, obviously.
Yeah.
Dusit 1. Right across the road from 2 here, guys.
It's our neighbor.
Yeah, and I know Ernie Jones was here, and you know, availability comes and goes on a daily basis, obviously. But when we went in to see Joe, the developer's son, Jesus, they didn't have any 1-bedrooms available in Dusset 2.
No, they had studios and 2-bedrooms.
Studios and 2-bedrooms, guys. So there you go. But I said, well, Joe, what about across the road? And he says, yeah, we got one coming up on Tuesday. And sure enough, Ernie took it, and he's in his 1-bedroom now. I think he moved yesterday, and probably loving it. And but yeah, so that's the difference. Let's say Dusset 1 was first built.
It's the size.
It's the size of the unit, slightly bigger. You know, I've been in them
because ours are 36 square meters.
Yeah,
1-bedrooms. Theirs are 44. So an extra 8 square meters of room.
And I know Joe from England moved there. He was in here, and then he went across the road. You know, after he got back from the Philippines, and just for availability. And he loved it. I was in his unit. They're nice.
They are nice. I filmed them many times on the channel.
You'll be happy with either one, guys. Vincent. Chris Wheeler from Texas. I think I got my bride talked into coming back with me. Brooke, I'll buy you a 39 baht beer. Yeah, I was there. Okay.
$1 a beer. You can't beat
$1 beer. So, guys, they got this place that opens. It's a Bullet Bar down on that sort of towards the beach road, let's say. 39 baht.
I know. It's got to be the cheapest in town.
Yeah, Brownie invited me over one time with a couple of boys. And I said, okay, well, we'll go there and see. And, you know, I'm a 2-3 beer man max, and I'm out of there. But place was packed. All expats, 39 baht beers.
$1 for a beer.
Yeah, so, you know, I go to pay my bill. It's like 117 baht. You know, like $3.50 American for 3 beers.
Yeah.
Hello, you got to love that.
Exactly.
Now, since then, that's the only time I've been there. But Brownie was back there, and he says, yeah, Brooke, it's not as busy now, which is good. You know, I think that was still during high seasons.
Yeah.
Dennis L. J. Washington, no worries. I'll let her know. Okay.
Yeah. And Dennis, his wife, Marcella, she goes to get her hair done regularly.
Yeah. She's a very pretty woman.
Very nice girl, too.
Scotty Richmond from California. I found rooms listed at Dusset Grandview.
That's the tower.
Okay.
Out on the main road on
Second Road.
Second Road.
Right.
Yes.
And Dusset 2, which is where we're in, on the site booking.com probably. Someone be concerned not being able to get into the property.
As long as you have a more than a 1 month lease that you're renting for, you will be able to get into the property. Now, here's the thing, Scotty, we have recently in the last couple months had facial recognition installed. So to get into the property, you have to make sure that you're here during office hours. So if you're getting in at one of those red-eye flights and you're arriving here at 2 o'clock in the morning, guess what? You're going to have to wait till 8 o'clock to get in.
Ooh.
So don't do that. Or stay the night in Bangkok at a hotel and come
during daylight hours.
During daylight hours when the office is open, and you won't have a problem.
Yeah, listen, guys, still, and even
they'll add
Scotty,
you to the facial recognition system.
You know, maybe you want to do 2, 3, 4 nights in a hotel if you're still looking for leasing long term. Now, if you're leasing short term, well, hey, maybe you do the same thing and then just get a month or 2 to decide where you want to be. But it is low season, so I think when you're coming, Scotty, there should be lots of availability. Maybe okay, sure. Now, Dusset 2, guys. You know, Coupe has so many people here now. What are we up to? 60. You know, and it's funny when I took Ernie in to see Joe. You know, Joe's prices were up a little bit. He's quoted 17 to start. And I started laughing. I says, okay, Joe, here's what's happening. Coupe's bringing so many people to your units. Everything's getting rented. There's no availability. And you're jacking the price. Isn't that great? Oh, yeah. Okay. 50. And in fact,
it's one of Coupe guys. Okay, I'll
And then he had the one across the road. Yeah. Well, you know, he got a better deal on that even. So yeah. Dusset 2 could be fully booked on 1-bedrooms. It is currently, but if a studio would do, Scotty, there's definitely availability or 2-bedrooms. So, and if not this building, there's lots of buildings within the area.
Yeah. And what some people have done is they've spoken to Joe and said, look, I'll take a studio, but I really want a 1-bedroom.
Smart.
When you have a 1-bedroom available, can you give it to me? And I can just transfer straight from my studio into the 1-bedroom. He said, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
So that's another way of getting your foot in the door.
Get your foot.
You may have to wait 2-3 months. There is turnover.
They'll come up. Oh yeah, there's always
it will come up,
Yeah.
you know, and then you'll be in a 1-bedroom.
like there's over 1,000 units in Dusset too here, so there's
Yeah,
always,
but there's a mixture between studio, 1-bedroom,
Yep.
and 2-bedroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, for example, they've started in a 1-bedroom, they're now in a 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is that option.
Yeah.
Scotty Richmond, should we be concerned?
Yeah,
about
no, you won't have a
availability?
problem. Just make sure you're here during daylight hours, and your contract is for a minimum of 1 month. They can't run it out to Airbnbs for 2-3 days or a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's not,
The juristic will not add you to the
They're
facial
they're cracking
recognition,
down
and
on
you'll be
that.
screwed. You can't
Yeah.
get in. You got a key to your condo, and you can't get in the building or the complex.
And that's not just Dusset too here. That's
a lot of places
Yeah,
now.
Riviera, Copacabana,
Yeah.
they're severely discouraging any of these short-term Airbnb rentals. So
Yeah.
you got to have at least a minimum of a month.
Yeah.
And that's part of a lot of that's the
It's the
hotel.
law.
Well, the
It
law,
is
and
the
I
law.
think the hotel lobby got that implemented because they were
They were losing business. Yeah.
Mike D, yes, Coupe, 2 years and 8 months. My son wants to come with me. Well, we'll both take Muay Thai and date the girls the same age as us. Okay, joking. But seriously, the U.S. is just too expensive.
And ain't it? Prices are going up left, right, and
Europe's too
center.
expensive. Australia's crazy. Canada's crazy.
Yeah, my
compared
brother
to
Don,
here.
he can't wait. He's 44 years old, you know, and he's my young baby brother, actually, Don. And he says, I can't wait till I hit 62 and I can retire. I said, buddy, I said, you're making enough money.
You can retire now.
You could retire in 5 years' time at 50, and you'll get a retirement visa.
Yeah.
You know, because he'll be in October is his birthday. He'll be 45. So he's only a little over 5 years out.
Yeah.
You know, I said, you can retire then if you want. Oh, no. I got to keep making more. I got to keep making more. He loves working. He's one of those workaholics, and he's a perfectionist.
Mm.
Everything he does has got to be perfect, you know. So that's why he's got promoted and pretty high up in the company.
Well, yeah. Good to see him.
Yeah.
Live and learn with Mike. Good night, DJ Cooper, Brooke and Darlene. Good night, Mikey.
Good night, Mikey. Thank you for coming on and joining us, brother.
Tommy Lee, there's that big smile. Good morning, Cooper, Brooke, and Darlene. Tommy the Tominator.
Yeah, thank you for being a channel member as well, Tommy. Great to see you,
coming back,
buddy.
Tommy. We miss you. Great to see you guys. Great to see you, Tommy. Alfa Romeo. Well, there's a name.
There we go.
Bell. Morning, gents. Other Southeast Asian countries competing for expat dollars. You betcha. Competition is good. It is, guys. Yep. Thailand is looking to make a 10-year tourist visa easier for people. It's a win-win situation for all. Yeah,
it is.
Yep.
Especially for those that are retired or early. For example, we have a couple of our subscribers. They did 18 years in the U.S. military. Went in when they were 18. Retired at 36, 38. Can't get a retirement visa.
No.
And Thailand until you're 50. This would be that gap that could take you there. Which I think is fantastic.
Yep.
And they are looking at that because pre-COVID, the retirement visa age was 35.
Pre-COVID. Wow.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
During COVID, they raised it to 50. Same as the Philippines, it was 35. But what they had is they had the same problem the Philippines had. And that was that a lot of Chinese were taking advantage of it, and they weren't retired.
No.
They were, you know,
Chinese military.
double dipping, so to speak. Yeah.
Alfa Romeo, by the way, he's in mourning.
Is he?
Yeah, his Leafs lost.
Oh, poor guy.
They were up 2-0 in the best of 7, and they lost 4-3. In the final game, they got smoked. So
I know how it feels. My Buffalo Bills, they lost it.
Oh, Bills this year.
I'm praying for it. I'm praying for it. Fingers crossed.
Roger Carpenter. Hey, Coop, I think I heard you say that there are no 1-bedroom condos for rent at Dusset Grand Park 2. Any guesses on a 2-bedroom condo price for a 1-year lease?
The average price, depending on floor and view, is $25,000 baht a month. Now, if you're on the ground floor with pool access, that's $30,000 a month.
Unless you negotiate, you know.
Yeah, and that's for a 1-year contract. Yeah. So it all depends. And then you have ones in between with ocean view. and of course they're about 27, 28. Me, I got a garden view. I'm happy with that, and a very, very partial ocean view. And I was able to get mine down to 25, same as Mr. Brooke Schneider here. So all depends.
Yeah.
But there's your price range, 25 to 30.
And with the 1-bedrooms, that's currently.
Yeah.
You know,
now they come up from time to time.
They
Every
do,
couple of months,
yeah,
there'll be a
so-
1-bedroom available.
And
So I say, get your foot in the door. Stay in the studio. It's like a hotel.
yeah,
Same size as a hotel. It's like a kitchenette in a hotel. And stay in a studio for 2-3 months.
if you're a single person,
And then-
studio will be okay for you.
Yeah.
Knowing, hey, I'm getting into a 1-bedroom. You need a 2-bedroom as a single person. I mean, there's people here who have them, but
Yeah.
really that's rare. You don't really need it. It's too much. For 2 people, Jackie and I lived in a 1-bedroom. You'd lived in a 1-bedroom. We
did for a whole year.
I was ready to renew.
Mm.
And then Jackie says, well, let's look at the 2-bedroom. And I thought, yeah, why not? You know, we'll go look at the 2-bedroom. And you kind of walk in, shit, this is a lot more room. And, you know, it's a little more money, but, you know, just go ahead and pay it if you want.
For me, the big decider between moving up from a 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom, 2 bathrooms.
That's a big thing. Plus,
Because when Darlene's in the bathroom, my God, she's
You
in
ain't
there for
getting
an
in.
hour, and I
You
can't
ain't
get
getting
in.
in.
And I'm crossing my legs, and I'm going, I'm dying here, you know?
Yeah.
And I got to go walk out to the market to use the public toilet because I got to go bad, or the one
Yeah.
down by the pool,
That's
you know, because we got changing rooms and toilets down there by the pool. I've gone down there many a morning running down
Well,
by
I
the
remember
pool to go to the
looking-
toilet.
you know, it was coming up, and we remember you were there. We
Mm.
looked at a 2-bedroom
Mm.
in the beach, on the
Mhm.
beachfront. I forget the name of the place.
But it was only 1 bathroom.
But it was only 1 bathroom.
I was like,
oh,
I can't
no,
do
no,
that.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
That's the end of that.
Yeah. Good price, though.
Oh, yeah. With a good view.
Yeah.
But W Secrets to Success vlog. Hello, gents. I know it's not Bitcoin Mondays, but Brooke, have you looked into YieldMax SMCI yet? It has decent monthly payouts thus far. No, I haven't really, W.
We'll have a look at that between
Yeah.
now and Monday, W, and we'll give you our feedback on what we think
Yeah,
and how it is.
the ones I looked at when I did look was Misty, Tesla, and Coney, and then I kind of narrowed it to, you know, Misty and Tesla.
Mm.
And why? Because they're the highest payouts,
Mm.
you know, and I have faith in the stocks going up, but we'll leave that for Mondays.
Mm.
Ongoing situation. Whoa, there's a picture. Does stepping back mean no more Condor Reviews with Sean?
I don't know. Is the answer to that. He wants to film with me. He's told me he wants to make some more videos with me. He has his own YouTube channel right now, so he really doesn't need me. If it's a new project and it's a, you know, pretty good deal, yeah, I'd probably go out and film it with Sean. You know, he's a nice guy. He's helped over 200 of our subscribers, but there's 10 people that seem to have a problem with him and are not happy with his service. And we've
Didn't
had
get back to
bad
him, I heard, in a lot
reviews
of cases. So.
come up on our Facebook page about it, you know.
you
So
go.
10 out of 200 is 5%, you know, and 95% have been more than happy with him.
Okay.
So the consensus is he's a good guy. You know, he did have problems with his company email getting hacked, and he had to set up a new email, so he wasn't able to answer any email accounts. And so he's had to do that like 2 times now, and he's gone with a professional company this time and said, get this set up and keep it up.
Mm.
You know, I'm tired of this happening. You know, I'm losing business.
Mm.
So we'll see how it goes. Sean is eager to film with me. I wouldn't mind doing a couple a month, you know, but I don't want to go back to full time.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have a great time when we're filming together. We always have a good laugh and a joke. How many Seans can you fit in a shower?
Robert Pierpont at Ongoing Situation. Sean has his own channel now.
Yeah.
Just heard that. Malcolm Hawkins. Brooke is an adopted Aussie now. No worries, mate. I'm learning to speak Australian.
Yeah.
No worries, mate. How's it going? And I do like the rugby. The NRL there is it rules.
Yeah.
You know, that's so they call the AFL the boys game.
Mm-hmm.
The NRL is the men's game. they're tough cookies.
Yeah.
Blakester Drums. Hello, gang. Another Crypto Monday, but it's Wednesday. Comment. Okay. MST first dividend, 335 weekly payer. Yeah. I don't like the weekly payers, Coop.
No.
We'll leave that for Monday, I guess.
Yeah.
Reason is
they don't make enough income. They don't have
not
enough
as
time.
flexible because they got to continually worry about having money to pay every Friday.
Yeah.
You can do a trade for a month. You got a lot more possible income generation, but we'll discuss that Monday.
Yeah, a lot to discuss on that on Monday.
LV 5150, 7.5 years. Planning is now under a year.
Wow.
Good for you. 346 days to never have to leave paradise. Good
Awesome.
on you.
Well done, Las Vegas. That's what LV stands for. He sent me an email.
Lost
He said,
wages.
by the way, that's what it stands for, LV. Yeah.
Good.
Don't know what the 5150 stands for. But yeah, it's Las Vegas. And thank you for being a channel member. We'll see you out here next year in under a year's time.
Maybe that's the zip code. Maybe not.
Have no idea.
Okay, next, please. W Secrets to Success. Sean just showed some very nice villas on the dark side today. Yeah, but he's looking to sell, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
And
so
I want rentals for our subscribers. A lot of people don't want to buy.
most of the subscribers, Coop, are looking at rentals, and
Yeah.
you know, Sean.
And he wants to pump out
Yeah,
sales.
he's not-
I understand why he makes the big commission, and on the rentals, he
sure.
makes very little commission. So I can understand from a business perspective why he would want to sell. But I wanted to film rentals, and very hard to do with Sean.
Yep.
Yeah. But when he has condos for rent and new complexes coming up, yeah, I'll put them on the channel. We'll see how it goes. But I'm not going to go flat out again. I want to enjoy my retirement.
Next, please. Live and learn with Mike. 6 months, 10 days. But who's counting? Thailand, here I come. Birthday present to myself.
Okay,
Wowzer.
so we'll see you around about
Mikey.
Christmas time.
Yeah.
What are we
Good.
in? 6 months now?
This is May, middle of May. So you're going to be middle of what? November?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Well, see you soon then, Mikey.
Hi, Cooper and Brooke. This is from Mark Schaefer, by the way. Is it necessary to have your own transportation if you live on the dark side?
For now, yes. 3 years' time, no. And the reason is, Mark, is Pattaya has gotten permission to build a monorail system. I hear rain coming down.
I thought that might be what
Yeah,
it
it
is.
sounds like it's hitting the window there on the balcony. And they got permission to build a monorail. That already started laying some of the groundwork with some of the posts. And it's going to go all the way around the dark side, East Pattaya, to Pattaya, Jomtien, and then back around. So it's going to do this complete loop. And they're saying they're going to have 5 trains every hour. So you're looking at every 10, 12 minutes, there's going to be a train.
But you were a couple years, 2 or 3 years away, maybe.
They're
from
saying
that.
3 years out,
Yeah,
it'll be
bingo.
completed.
So I would say, Mark, you'd probably want at least a scooter over there. Is there bot buses over there?
No bot buses, but there is Bolt.
There's Bolt
And
over
Bolt
there.
is cheap enough. You can go
It
from there
is.
to Pattaya, $3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not expensive.
Yep. But having a scooter, and they're cheap to rent, and there it's not as busy, you know, on the traffic side. So
It's
you know,
a lot less traffic.
if you've driven a scooter in your life, you're fine. If you never, probably we don't recommend it.
All my favorite restaurants are on the dark side.
True. Yeah.
I love Mapachan Lake. I go out there, fly the drone regularly.
Yes, quite
Girls
nice.
go out there, do the bicycle ride. You can rent bicycles and go around the lake there. There's a huge bicycle track there.
Yeah.
And all the roads on the dark side have a bicycle lane.
Yes.
So it's very friendly for those that like to ride bicycles.
Yep.
Can't beat it.
No.
You don't have that in Jomtien and Pattaya. None.
No. It's
On the dark side, it's everywhere.
yeah. If you're into fitness, that dark side's pretty nice because, and when we say bicycle tracks, walking tracks, I mean these are professionally maintained. You know what I mean? Like there ain't no scooters on those paths. You know, there's bicycles, and they have separate lane for bicycle and for walking, so you don't have to worry about a bike hitting you.
No.
You know, it's pretty darn nice, and that goes on for, well, literally kilometers, I would say.
Oh,
you know,
dozens of kilometers. Yeah.
So it's
And it's really nice. And one of our subscribers that lives in Dusa Grand Park 2, he bought a bicycle and he goes over there every day to ride his bike.
bingo.
Every single
Yeah.
day, don't he?
That'd be a bit of a jaunt too.
Yeah,
but-
you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yep.
Scotty S. from Wahin. Morning, Cooper and Brooke back in Pattaya for a week before permanent move to Wahin. One one last breakfast at Route 66 Diner on Monday.
Okay, we'll see
Next,
you.
yeah, we'll see you
on
next
Monday,
Scotty.
Scotty. And I just had an email from a subscriber yesterday. I haven't opened it, but I saw it pop up on my notifications. And she is living in Wahin and asking me for help to get a place over here. She says it's just too dang quiet for her.
Well, it depends what everyone's looking for.
So some people love that quietness, and then some people love the middle, what we have here in Jomtien. It's not as crazy as Patty, nowhere near, but it's middle of the road. So it's not too quiet, it's not too busy, it's just right.
Banks Array, you've got a nice, quiet little
too quiet
fishing
for me,
village.
That one, yeah.
But people love it that live
They
there.
do.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know there's people gone to Banks Array, guys, they've come back. A little too quiet, as Coupe says. There's people gone to Wahin and come back. But there's people that have gone to both those places and absolutely love it.
And stay.
And I think Scotty, one of the draws for him was he's got friends there. He's had them for quite a while.
Sort of like Bajan.
Yeah. So hey, why not be around your buddies?
Around his buddies.
Yeah. So there's reasons, guys.
But we'll see you on Monday, Scotty. We'll
Tommy
definitely
Lee,
be
the Tominator. Hey, Cooper, hope you can do some villas on the dark side. There's a whack of them there, Tommy.
I've done quite a few villas that are actually for sale. If I'm going to do any more villas on the dark side, I want to do rentals.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to not only do the villas, I want to do the Thai style homes because they're considerably cheaper. If you want a pool villa here, you're talking minimum 40,000 baht a month. You know,
30,
you might
35.
find one at 35 if you do a year contract. But the average seems to be 50,000 a month for villas. And the Thai houses, you can get them, 20,000 baht a month easy. And a lot of people like the Thai style houses, especially the women, because it's got an outside kitchen. It's got a roof over it and all that, and 2 walls, but it's open area. And they like it because the smell doesn't go in the house when they're cooking.
Yeah,
so women like that. And I know Darlene said, I would love that, because she's always making her Filipino food that stinks of vinegar. So, the house wouldn't stink of vinegar. She's got the outside kitchen. She would love that. But yeah, a lot of our subscribers, I think, would love the Thai style houses. Providing they look nice, I'll put it on the channel.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think too, Coop, a lot of people, you come here, guys, you get a place. It ain't forever. Honestly, I think most people that come end up moving.
Yeah.
They've had time to settle. They oh yeah, Thailand, we love Thailand. But geez, I want to go a villa from a condo, or I want to go to a 2-bedroom from a 1, or you know what? I think I'm going down to the beach. You know what I mean? I want to try that view. So don't worry, you're not stuck here the rest of your life when you make a decision to move here as far as where I'm going to live. You simply get here, get boots on the ground. You will hear about deals. You will hear about opportunities, let's say. You've had the time being here to do more research, and so yeah, it's not to worry. You'll find the right spot for you. Mike Cuffin, thanks, guys. It had ominous connotations with that title. It's safe for your dream. Yeah, it is safe. The 99-year lease would be interesting if it was in the mountain area. Not a real big city kind of guy. Used to live in the mountains here. Okay.
Well, on the dark side, you're surrounded by mountains.
Okay.
On East Patio, you're surrounded by mountains. So you're only like 3 miles away from the nearest mountain. And they do have mountain trails that you can walk on, and bike trails that you can go up on a bike or a small scooter. I wouldn't take a big bike up there, but a small scooter, you'd be okay, or a bicycle. And people do it on a regular basis. I've been up to a couple of the mountains already and gone to the viewpoints, and they have a little cafe there. You can sit and have a coffee and lunch, and look out at the beautiful countryside.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Thailand's great, guys. You're going to love it here.
It's got something for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let any of the FUD or fear mongers affect your decision. Come here yourself, do your own research, put your boots on the ground. You'll find out.
Exactly.
What we speak is the truth. Ernest Jones, Ernie says, Brooke is correct about Dusset 1. I looked at studios, but need a little more room. Yeah, we did. We looked at the studios here. I think if I was a single guy, I would have been okay in the studio.
Yeah.
But,
Mikey
Ernie's,
Baker stayed in the studio for a year.
Yeah.
Loved
it.
It
Fine.
here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's definitely affordable. And a couch to sit on, that was the key for Ernie. He
Mm.
needed a couch, and I don't blame him. I'd rather watch the games on a couch than a bed, and watch the OKC Thunder, Oklahoma City, who are advancing, by the way, in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
good on them.
Maybe that guy that wants sex 3 times a day, a studio would be perfect for him. He'd never be out of the bed.
No, he wouldn't. Enough of that. Terry Fallon from Bancroft. Hello, CBD. Beautiful day up here in Bancroft. Nice to see you guys. Well,
Nice to see
finally,
you
the
too,
good
Terry.
weather's up there, Terry.
Yeah, and thank you for being a channel member and having the badge next to your name. Much appreciated. And if you're watching on the live stream and you want to help the channel out, hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, and we'll answer any of your questions live on air. That's the only requirement. You got to be a subscriber.
Everybody's.
And we will take the time to answer. We won't go offline until we've answered every single question.
Okay.
My promise to you.
So kind one. Hi, gentlemen. Do you know if I can ship my ATV Can-Am Spider to Thailand? I doubt it.
Yes, you can.
Really?
You can ship it to Thailand, but you're going to get hit with a 300% import tax.
Well, that's kind of what I meant. Yeah.
Yes, you'd be better off selling it and buying one here.
Which you can buy here.
You can buy them here. There is a dealer that deals in overseas vehicles. And they have them here before they brought in the 300% law, and they've rebuilt them, and they're doing fantastic jobs with them. Yeah, make them modern, you know, and they source all the equipment locally to rebuild it.
Now, apparently, a buddy of mine said you can bring car parts, used car parts in duty free. Is it?
You can to Thailand, providing it's under a certain weight and price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting story. He found a classic car that was cheap as chips here.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can get it to the West, maybe a bit of restoration,
he's going to make bank. Yes.
Only 39 cars produced.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is one of them. Now, I said, well, Jesus. He says, here's the issue. He figured out how to do it. He's going to have to strip it down.
And send it out in a container?
2 containers.
2 containers.
Yeah. So one, I guess you bolt the frame, you know, to the wood pallet so it doesn't move.
Yeah.
You know, and that's separate. Oh, yeah, that's just parts. You know what I mean? And the second container is all the parts.
The engine, the seat,
all the
steering wheel, the clutch.
They don't know it's a car together.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't import cars into Canada without big duty, I guess. Yeah. But for parts, I think it is. So, yeah, he's a sharp guy, you know.
Oh, I wish him well.
Yeah, hopefully it works. I'll let you know if it works. So we'll see. Steve Funzo, I have a 2-bedroom villa on the dark side that we rent out for $13,000 a month. See
you can get them. You can get them. Yes.
The dark side is a great growing area, which is the impression I got, with many new restaurants and nightlife. I don't know about the nightlife, but
there is a thriving nightlife there.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, there is. I've been there many times at night, you know, to go eat at a restaurant, and the bars and clubs on the road thriving.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of retirees have moved out there.
Well, I know that house that
area.
James rented. Yeah. The first time we saw that, this is heaven.
So he's got a 2-bedroom for under the price of a 1-bedroom here.
Bingo. So there's definitely deals.
And it's a house.
Yep.
So definitely not a what do they call them? The guys like to call them living in a suitcase or
no,
No,
you're fine.
They are definitely a lot bigger.
And just so everyone knows, like, there is deals here. If you're boots on the ground and maybe you only got a 1-month lease or 3 months or whatever, 6, you're fine. That gives you lots of time to go and find out and search these deals. You get on the Facebook page group, put your questions up there. You'll get a lot of answers. You go to the meet and greets, you meet a lot of people, you start talking, hey, do you know any villa? Where do you live? You know, and you start to learn a lot about the area and possibilities. Cerebral aptitude. There he is. Hey, Brooke and Coupe. Didn't know Corona was still a thing around the world. Shocking. Coronavirus, he's talking.
Yeah, it is. It's still going around, and it's not stopped, but it's gotten a lot weaker.
Maybe it's all just hype.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hyping, you might need vaccinations again.
No, they're saying there's no vaccine for this one.
Need to make a little more money. Come on,
just a cough and a runny nose.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario. is all they're saying.
I think I had COVID twice back when it was a big thing, supposedly.
I had it 3 times.
Shit, I had I mean, the one time I
And
got
4
tested, it says, what?
vaccines.
COVID?
Yeah.
I feel fine. Little scratchy throat. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, you have COVID, sir. You can't go. You know. Yeah. Not of it. Much ado about nothing. Cerebral aptitude. 6 months here now. Can't believe how time flies when I'm living instead of surviving. Thank you, God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I say to everybody. You can survive in the West on your pension, on your Social Security, on your 401k, but over here you can live on it.
Yeah.
That's the major difference between Thailand and the States. There you're surviving. Here you're living.
Sometimes barely, but
Yes.
Here
Definitely barely.
You're saving money in most cases, guys, and you're living the dream.
A lot of people come out, on Social Security, $1,800 a month, $2,000 thereabouts. Single men say, I can't spend it, Coop.
Yeah.
I can't.
No.
Yeah. It's just so affordable.
Well, we have good friends that live on $1,000 a month.
Exactly.
And they don't suffer.
Nope.
They're not drinkers, not partiers, not, drugs and, womenizers. But so what? You don't need to be when you're elderly and they're loving it.
Exactly.
Yeah, shit. Great. Friendly people. That's the big thing, Coop. That everywhere you go here, people are smiling.
That's why I built this community.
Yeah. I go to the gym every day and, Scotty Cobb, they're always happy to see you. They're smiling at you. It's great. Terry Fallon from Bancroft. Brooke, your hair says you just rolled out of bed. Well, yeah, Jackie told me 2 days ago I got to get a haircut, and I threatened to do it 2 days ago, yesterday. Well, today I maybe have to do it, okay? Because it is looking a little bit motley. I know, because that's what I look like in the morning. Well, join the club, right? I get that buzz cut. Terry Fallon, just want to say hello to Alpha Romeo, my fellow Ontarian. Yes, Alpha's in Stony Creek, and Terry's up in Bancroft, so a little distance. Blakester Drums, when negotiating condo rent, for instance, on one listed for $80,000 baht a month, that's going to be a big damn condo, man.
Yeah.
What number is usually good to offer for all upfront payment? Well, I wouldn't start with that. I'd start with, that's too much.
70, 60. Yeah.
Yeah. Do a low, and they can always come up. And then when they agree to, so you kind of agree to a price, let's say, at least you brought it down from 80 to 70, maybe 65, and then say, well, what if, when that's for a year, you say, okay. Well, what if I paid you in full up front?
No. I do it differently.
Oh, that's the way I do it, because they'll typically, now he's either going to drop the price for you or he isn't. If he drops it, then you got to call. Is it worthwhile? Do I save $5,000 a month doing that? Or he doesn't drop it, and then, hey, you just pay monthly.
Yeah, because the way I did it, Blakester, well, you and I both did it, is we said, what's your best price? And they came out with the best price. And then we said, well, what if we paid 6 months in advance? And they said, oh, you pay 6 months in advance? Well, we'll drop it down to this. Okay. What if we paid a year in advance? A year in advance? Yeah, we'll pay you a whole year in advance. Yeah. Oh, heck, we'll drop it down to this. I was like, and that's the way you go. And that's the way James did it when he got his pool villa, over on the dark side. And then if it's still just a little bit above your budget, you come out with the final one. Okay, what's your happy price? Thais like that word, happy price. You come out with, what's your happy price? You're in a good mood. I really want this place. Come down just that little bit more, and we got a deal. And they meet you.
Haven't heard of that, but that's good. I gotta remember that.
I learned that from Malcolm.
Okay.
Malcolm taught me that one. What's your happy price? And I've used it a few times now, and it's worked.
There's a tip on Cooper's Adventure channel today, guys.
Yeah.
Ask the question, hey, what's your happy price?
Yeah. That's your best price, but what's your happy price? Yeah.
Richard Woolley, hi guys. Any guess on what Misty will pay next few days?
Next Misty payment is on the 6th. They declare on the 4th of June. My best guess is I don't think, like Brooke says, it'll go below $2 a month for the remainder of the year. Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking as well.
I could see this payment being up from last. Last was $237. I could see it being a little more than that, even.
Well, they held a bit back.
Yeah.
intentionally for next month. So that's why I'm coming in at $2. Even if it hit $1.50, I'd still be very happy.
Oh yeah, you always,
Yeah,
you know,
I'd be very happy at $1.50. Anything above $1.50 in my mind is a bonus.
yeah, yeah. No, so 2 weeks Friday, I think the payment
Yes,
is
2 weeks this
is
Friday.
in the bank. Probably 2 weeks today. It's announced on the
Yeah,
Wednesday prior to the
correct.
Friday. And retiring dividends guy, probably a day or two before that, has a pretty good estimate
Of what
based
it'll
on
be.
on the actual data that they've traded, because he monitors all that. But they don't always necessarily work off the exact data. They
Yeah.
can do holdbacks. They can pay more than they made if they decide, some of the surplus on hand. So be interesting to see. But I know, Richard, a lot of expats here, including myself, are into Misty and quite happy with it. Some of them long term. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
And
growing.
that's a monthly dividend payer.
Yep. Mike D, when do you think they'll approve that 10-year visa, Coupe? That would probably cause the digital nomad visa to get phased out. Maybe not. We'll see.
I don't know.
Don't know the details, I guess, Mike.
It's in the very early stages, but they're proposing it because they want to be in competition with Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Malaysia. So they're looking at what they're doing, and the Vietnam's just come out with a 10-year golden visa.
Okay.
And they had an envoy of government ministers that went over to Vietnam, and the amount of demand for this 10-year golden visa, they're calling it, has soared. And
Bingo.
they're saying, hey, we need to do something like that. So I think the way it's looking, probably before high season.
Yeah, retirees, guys, are
which will be November, December.
Okay, but in general, retirees, and there's more of us every day looking to relocate, let's say, to friendlier jurisdictions for living costs.
Yeah.
There is people that have gone to Vietnam, and like it, love it. So.
Yeah.
So it is a competition, which is good. As Romeo said, competition is good. And Thailand, I think, has always kind of been a number one choice for a lot of people. But these other countries have seen that. They've seen the dollars coming in from these retirees because, most of us have a bit of savings. They want their share. So it is a competition for these retirees. And Thailand doesn't want to lose out. They're down. Let's say they are down in tourism. Well, shit, we got to fix that.
Yeah.
So let's make it easier.
Exactly. So there is going to be a fee with it, Mike. It's not going to be a free one. There you have to pay for it, like any visa.
Yeah.
It's not an empty stamp on arrival. It's one that you actually have to apply for with the Thai embassy
for
or
10
consulate
years, though.
in your country.
That's okay.
But there's going to be a fee involved, like there is with the 10-year golden visa, the Malaysian one, and Laos and Cambodia. You have to pay for them.
Yeah,
they're not for free.
We'll see what it is.
Yeah, and I will report it as soon as it comes out.
Robert Pierpont at Richard Woolley. Misty doesn't pay for over 2 weeks, so it pays nothing in the next few days. Correct?
Yeah, next Misty payment
Everyone's
is 2 weeks Friday.
Guessing. Yeah.
Today, 2 weeks today, they'll announce what the dividend payment will be.
2 weeks today, and then 2 weeks Friday.
Yeah,
gets paid. Richard Woolley. Well, that's okay. We'll have to wait a little longer than I thought.
That's okay. No problem there.
It's coming. Logan C. Great stuff, boys. I'm 49. Spent the last 2 months in Thailand. Well done at that age, Logan. I'm very sure I'm retiring there.
Yeah.
I think anybody that comes here for that length of time is sure.
I first came to Thailand when I was 30 years old, Brooke. 25 years ago.
Wow.
And I swore blind then. I came at the millennium, just before the millennium. And I swore then this is where I was going to retire. I knew at 30 this was it.
Wowzer.
This was the perfect place.
Kind of wish I had done that.
I knew at 30. Yeah.
No, I moved here. I think I was 69, 72 now. And I'm not here long. And I'm thinking, Christ, I was 20 years wintering in Florida. If I had known Thailand those 20 years, I would have been coming here. Just as good a lifestyle weather is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I would have been saving money.
Yeah.
Big time.
Now, Brooke and I both lived in the Philippines in the same gated community. It's how we met. And we came out here to Thailand together at the same time, for those that don't know. And we're staying at a resort just down the road here, a condominium complex. And we were down at the pool together after being here for about 1 week. And I said, well, we've been here for about a week now. Brooke, what do you think? He says, I like it. Everything works. Were the exact words out of your mouth.
Yep.
I love it. Everything works.
Compared to what? Compared to
where we just came from. Yeah.
Mark Schaefer, hey Cooper, I'm coming in August, not counting down yet. Do you think there will be 1 bedrooms available then at District Grand Park 2? Hey, Marky, you just got to kind of check it out closer. Right now there isn't, but then there could be. It would be nice to get something locked down. Sure, it would be. I'd like to connect with Joe if I can. I'd say, Mark, grab a day or two in a hotel. And then, hey, come on over, take you in to see Joe and see if there's availability.
Yeah.
Might be something somewhere for sure.
Yeah. I can't give out Joe's number and details. He doesn't like it.
No, I don't even know what it is, to be honest. I think he's got a line number.
But yeah, I got him online, but he doesn't want me to give it out, he's said.
Pretty well Monday to Friday, 11 to 5.
Yeah, but his office is always open.
Yeah,
so you just walk in there and see him. And if we know you're coming out on a certain date, I can ask for you. So if you send us an email with your date, right now he's only wanting minimum 6-month rentals.
Okay.
Yeah. He did do it on a monthly during high season, but for low season, he's saying he wants a 6-month rental minimum. And if you let us know, Mark, in advance and send us an email, I can speak to him and say, you're coming out in August, and he can look on the computer screen and see if he's got it. If anybody's moving out between now and then, that has rental agreements and, that he knows of. And feasibly, he could schedule you for one. You probably have to send him a deposit, but then he's the developer's son and a multi-billionaire in Thai baht. So you're not going to have to worry about him running away with your money. That's for damn sure.
2 or 3 weeks before you're coming, Mark, firm it up, the dates, and then fire off an email either to Coupe or me, and we can do a quick check with Joe. Yeah. We kind of walk by there most days anyways. So
yeah.
Not an issue. Saturday, Sunday, he's not in, so that would be tough to check. But Alfa Romeo says, hey, Terry, looking for our Edmonton Oiler jerseys. Oh, go Edmonton now. Alpha's jumped ship on the Leafs. Terry Fallon from Bancroft. Alpha, why do the Leafs let us down every time? It's in their nature. It's choke artists. JJ, good morning, guys. Great live stream as usual. Thank you, JJ.
Thank you, JJ. Much appreciated.
J-Lex, there's somebody new. I don't recall.
Yeah, he's been on a couple of weeks now.
Okay, good. I'm considering retiring and renting in either Dussel 1 or 2. Which one has the better city view, sea views from the top floor looking outward? Probably similar in both.
I'd say because they're both 8 stories high. So, and they're right across the street from each other. So, I would say we do, because right now they're building the new Copacabana 2. And that's going to cut off the sea view for those that are living in District Grand Park 1.
Okay.
Whereas if you're on building E where you are, there's nothing there but an empty field, so you can see the ocean from your balcony.
Yeah, a little bit of it. So, not a big deal. But, come on out and try it. And, hey, take a look down at the beach road. There's some beautiful views. You pay a little more, but it depends where you want to be, guys.
Yeah.
There's lots and lots of availability, I'd say. Tim P., good evening to the CBDJ gang. Greetings from Edmonton. Go Oilers. I hope you folks are well. We are.
And we are. Thank you, Tim, for coming on and joining us. And thank you for being a channel member and having the badge next to your name. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Mike D., are there houses with private pools available in Pattaya with a budget, say, around $12,000 US per month?
No.
1,200. Sorry, 1,200. So that's well, hang on now. That's like that's almost 40 grand. So 40,000.
He's asking a private pool villa.
Well, that's what James paid.
Yeah, but he was on the dark side. He's asking in Pattaya.
Oh, in Pattaya. No,
you're going to be paying top dollar for that.
Yeah, Pattaya is a party town. I don't know.
So the cheapest I've seen for rental around that is you're looking $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if you're on the dark side, you'll hit that no problem whatsoever.
And for that kind of budget, you can get an ocean view condo, penthouse probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's lots of options, Mike.
Yeah.
Wave Runner, hello everyone. Great live stream. Time to hit that like button. Make Darlene smile. Red countdown liftoff. Okay.
And thank you, Wave Runner.
JJ, house hunting on the dark side, but concerned of flooding during downpours. Haven't heard of that.
Only
much.
one road gets flooded. That's
Okay.
the one by the railway tracks,
Stay
and
away
there's
from
no
it.
houses there. So
Hate to get stuck in or out there getting during medical emergency. What's your thoughts? I wouldn't worry about
it's
that.
only that one dip.
Yeah.
And what it is the road goes down like this and comes back up. And it's about 1/4 mile.
And they were doing work out there. So these guys,
They're putting in new drainage system
Bingo.
now as we speak.
they know where the issues are and they do address
It's only
them.
that one section, and there's like 10 roads going in and out of the dark side.
Yeah.
So it's only one road that gets affected, and you're not going to go down that road. It runs parallel with the train tracks, and the road at either side of that dip that comes over to Jomtien and Pattaya side never gets flooded.
No.
So you wouldn't be going down that road for a start if you're coming to Pattaya or Jomtien.
You're not going to get stuck.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about either side.
Yeah.
And the medical facilities here are fantastic.
Second to none.
Second to none. Like
Yeah.
these hospitals are state of the art. The care is unbelievable. You know, the typical little nurse with the head thing, there'd be like 4 or 5 looking after you, where you're lucky you find one in the West.
Yeah.
You know, hey, I need to help anybody, you know. No, here you
Sit down, take a seat.
Yeah, they
In the
run
West,
to you
yeah.
here. You know,
Yeah.
you're okay. Scotty Richmond, shopping for cars, trucks. Many only come as diesel. Any rhyme or reason for this?
Diesel's a better engine.
Okay.
Straight up, Scotty. Diesel is a much better engine than a gasoline engine. It'll last a hell of a lot longer, normally 2 to 3 times longer than a gasoline engine. So diesel's the way to go. Diesel are more fuel efficient, so they get better mileage. Diesel gasoline is cheaper to buy than regular gasoline,
Good.
and they live longer. So why not? That's why a lot of Thais love them, and I own one.
And your truck is diesel.
My
Yeah.
SUV is
Yeah.
diesel, and I swear by it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Depends a lot, Scotty, on what type of vehicle you're looking at. Definitely the trucks here typically are
Diesel.
diesel predominantly.
Yeah, they do have gas ones. I mean, you
Cars,
can buy
not so
gas.
much. Cars are more gas oriented, maybe. And I've been in EV cars here, believe it or not. You see Teslas on the road, so you know you get a little bit of everything here.
Yeah. Malcolm just sent me a joke.
Freddie Quinn says, "Hi CBD at 5150 in Nevada is a 72-hour involuntary psychiatric hold." Uh-oh. Not that I have been on one, but I am retired healthcare worker. Okay, so that's
That live in Nevada.
notation of 5150.
Is that what it means?
Yes.
You're on a 72
An
involuntary psychiatric hold.
psychiatrical. Yeah, we think there's something wrong with you.
So maybe he thinks he's crazy to
you're
live in
coming with
Vegas.
us.
That's why the name.
There's a retired ambulance worker here that was in Vegas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good guy. So you might have a compatriot. Tim P says, "I didn't realize as a single person what a pain in the ass getting rid of house full of contents is. So far, the offloading has been painless. Deck furniture sold. Neighbors bought 90% of the garage contents." Yeah. Have a garage sale, boys. That'll be a big
and
liquidator.
what a lot of our subscribers do, yard sale.
Yeah.
Got rid of it all.
Good.
One of our subscribers, he sold his house and he said everything inside is included in the price.
Yeah.
He got rid of it. Boom. Yours.
I'm still paying on a rental storage unit. I think, okay, I'm going to the Philippines. What if I don't like it? I better, I'm going to keep some of this stuff in my, hell, I don't even remember what I got in there half the time. So.
And you had a storage box under my stairs in my house in Cavite in the Philippines. I don't even know what's in there. I never opened it.
Had to pack light to
come to
Thailand.
Yeah.
But thank heavens we're in Thailand. Oh man, I tell you, you couldn't pay me to go back to live in the Philippines.
No.
And it's funny because we do have a lot of ex-Philippine, expats living here with their Thai wives and girlfriends. They all say the same thing. Oh, we love it here.
A lot of our subscribers that came over from the Philippines that joined us out here brought their Filipinos with them too.
Yep. Yep. Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds.
David Lowe says, I clicked the like button and I believe someone is smiling. Missing Patia today from a cool Rhode Island spring. I can't wait to get back to Route 66 breakfast and my corner seat. Yeah, Davey's a good guy. We like
he
him.
is. I like David.
Yep.
Okay. And yes, please, if you're watching, hit the like button. It's free. Come on, guys and girls. Doesn't cost anything. Do it right now. Pound that like button.
LV says Van Halen named an album with Sammy Hagar 5150. Okay, and they got that as a police code from California for pulling over a psycho. Too long of a story for now. That was given to me from Redheads.
Hagar fans. Okay, Van Halen. Yeah, I used to like Van Halen back in the day. Great group. I actually saw them live in concert in, what was it, 1984 Nuremberg in Germany at the Monsters of Rock concert.
Whoa, aren't you the world traveler?
Yeah, and David Lee Roth was the front man at the time.
Yes, he was good. Too.
Yeah, and then they split up and he did his own thing and came out with California Girls, and that was a #1 hit.
Yep. Yeah. AC/DC, that's my band.
Yeah, they're good too. I've seen them.
Terry Fallon, guys, again, dream is to get to Thailand in 27 and meet you guys at a meet and greet and spend at least 3 months to make our decision. Terry, trust me, the decision will be made. So look, you know, but yeah, well, that's good. You got a plan.
Yeah.
See, you know, even come over for a couple weeks or a month if you can before then. You'll, you know, you'll even find
you'll love
sooner.
It. You won't want to go back.
No. Mike D, during COVID, was Thailand really bad with the lockdowns? People are losing their minds, or they were losing their minds in New York. Yeah.
It was exceptionally bad during the lockdowns here in Thailand. We were grounded to Phuket. Darlene and I couldn't leave the island of Phuket. You know, we had to have 4 COVID tests just to get off the island, you know, over a 3-week period. Walking Street was open in Phuket. They'd opened it during the last week that we were there before we left to go to the Philippines. And, but they only allowed it to open from 7 till 10 at night. This is for 3 hours. And then the police came marching down, you know, in like riot gear, everybody out, back to your hotels. Yeah.
I got lucky. I was in Florida during the, you know, the COVID outbreak in March. It was March of that year.
Yeah.
And I normally go home from Florida in mid-April, end of April area. So COVID hits and, you know, anyways, to make a long story short, there was a bit of, you know, unrest or uncertainty the first week or so. But after that, things like, I think my gym was only closed 2 weeks. You know, Canada, everything's shut.
Yeah.
You know, so I ended up staying till July that year before going home. And, yeah, it was safer and more to do actually in Florida than Canada.
Yeah.
Canada ordered 1 million masks. They're all fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And we were in Phuket, Mike, and Darlene and I, and we got offered a 2-bedroom pool villa for 10,000 baht a month, Brooke. And it was worth 35, 40,000. Yeah. It was absolutely beautiful. Had a jacuzzi in the master bedroom.
That's when you book a 5-year
you know,
lease.
And that was fantastic. And it was a Thai owner. He says, I can't go down any further because of, you know, that's what I need to pay the mortgage. But as long as you're paying the mortgage, I'm happy to rent it out to you. They were begging for us to rent it off them.
Sure.
You know, just so they could pay their bills. And we were going to, had we not got the email from the Philippine embassy saying, okay, your retirement visa is ready for collection for the Philippines, we would have done exactly that and stayed in there. Yeah. For
well, every country on the planet started the printing presses running, man. I mean, they were dropping money out of helicopters in Canada. Just anybody and their brother could get money, you know, supposedly had to pay it back, but you talk about deficits, that's, you know, the trillions of dollars in debt in the States, and, you know, close to that, not as much, but percentage wise, same in Canada. So.
You could have got a penthouse in Phuket for $1,000 a month during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were screaming out, begging for tenants.
Nothing was moving.
And nobody could come into the country. Yeah.
Robert Pierpont, you can import foreign cars to the U.S. once they're at least 20 years old, no problem.
Okay.
This was a Canadian guy, Robert. No clue about Canada, though, but I'm pretty sure you can import a car from the US into Canada pretty easy. If it is 20 years old, you can bring it up.
It's considered an
Yeah,
antique
there's
then.
some duties, but it's not outlandish. I think the thing is, if it's less than 20, you basically can't. You know what I mean? But
screwed.
yeah. But doing the parts, I think, was his idea, Robert, because then it was the easiest and simplest way to get it in without paying exorbitant. Tim P, I had COVID-D and thought it was just a cold and sore throat. Felt better in 5 days. Ditto. The measles has become the outbreak now in Canada, with Ontario and Alberta having the most cases amongst the young. Yeah, well, that's kind of, There's vaccines for that. That's maybe a vaccine you should look at doing.
Yeah,
you know,
mumps, measles, rubella.
mumps, measles. Yeah, because we got those as a
kid. Yeah. Still got the hole in my arm.
You know, and I
Darlene's got it
remember
too.
I was kindergarten or grade 1 or 2, and the whole school got it.
Yeah, we
Like
all had to do
everyone,
it,
you were
yeah.
in big lineups down the hall.
It was like 5 vaccines in one.
Yeah,
5 shots in one.
This is what we do, I guess. But yeah, I still remember that.
101 people watching, 91 likes.
Oh, we're
Thank
getting
you
there.
very
We
much.
only need 9 more, Coop. Come on.
9 more. If you haven't hit it yet, hit it.
Hit it
and we'll hit
twice.
that magic 100.
Grab a hammer and smash that like button.
Yes, please.
Logan C, I asked Happy Price during a massage and they kicked me out.
Well, maybe they thought you were talking happy ending.
Yeah, no,
instead of happy price,
Happy
buddy.
Price.
Yeah.
Logan C is laughing. Terry Fallon, Coop, love the new teeth, but now I have to wear sunglasses to watch you live.
And you're not the only one that said that. I've had a few people tell me that. They said, hey, Cooper, your teeth are too damn bright. But I like them. I've always wanted the perfect smile. Now I've got it, and I'm very happy.
My denture comes next week, so we'll see.
Oh, well done.
Yep. Terry Fallon says, oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
Sunglasses. Few people have said that, by the way, about they need sunglasses.
And
And Throckmorton. I think Annie's down in Banks Ray, is she not?
She is.
Okay, Home Pro has a flash sale online for a few more days for anyone who needs their merchandise. Thanks for the heads up. Free delivery, installation, and assembly. Wowzer.
There you go. Good one.
Go. Yeah, there is deals here, I guess.
And I know several of subscribers, Annie, that have gone to Home Pro. And what they've done is they've bought the water filters. And they've installed them in the condo. They don't bolt them down or anything. They leave them loose under the sink. So you can take them when you move. And then the water out the faucet is completely drinkable.
Yeah.
It's actually better than the mineral water that you can buy here.
Bingo.
Yeah. They've tested it, and it's a higher purity than the good mineral water that you can get here, like Avian and stuff like that.
Well, Zia and Ron moved in here to Dusset, guys, and Zia's pretty sharp. Like she did the water test right off the bat, and then she tested the water in the jugs, that you buy.
Yeah,
they were the same
quality.
Yeah, so I think you probably could drink the water here.
A lot of people have, and they said they
said
never
no
got
issues.
sick or not, and it tasted okay.
You wouldn't do that in the Philippines, but here,
no,
yeah. Logan C, thanks, boys.
Very welcome, Logan.
Poof. I like y'all's crypto updates. Very nice.
And we'll be bringing you some more out on Monday.
tuned.
More news coming out. Every day there's like more news coming out in crypto.
What's Bitcoin doing?
I have no idea. We're on the live stream. This is not Crypto Monday.
All
So
right.
not paying too much attention to it. But just to check the price. 1068. There you go. Still up.
Well, that's pretty good, guys. Yep.
Yeah.
Kim Leslie Nielsen. Hey, Coop. Have you thought about creating a website?
For what, Kim? What would I put on the website? We created the Facebook group, which is down there in the banner down below. It's for subscribers to our YouTube channel. Have over 1,900 people on there now. I checked the update. We're at 1,900 people, and we're almost at 18,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. It's good, done really,
You're
really
like a
well.
superstar. Everybody that's a superstar has a website.
But what would I put on the website?
Merchandise.
No, I don't want to do that. When people come out here, they want a shirt. They tell me, and I order it, and I get them a shirt. But I don't want to go down that way. I don't need the money, Brooke.
Well, GoDaddy. They create websites.
I didn't start YouTube up as a source of income. I did it as a hobby, to make new friends.
The website as a nonprofit.
Yeah. Donate proceeds to charity.
To charity in Thailand.
Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, we'll see.
See.
Yeah. No plans. Terry Fallon, gents, thanks you for all you do. Really enjoy your live streams and can't tell you how much you've changed our view on the future. You never know. Well,
Come and tell me.
future's great in Thailand, guys. That's yeah, you're gonna love it here, and it's affordable, and you know your money will last way longer. So don't worry about your retirement. Life is good.
Yeah,
and the weather's ideal. It's like the same every day, which I love.
yeah,
And I get used to. I like heat now. I like the warmth. I don't care if I ever see snow again.
yeah.
I don't
Me
wanna
either.
see
I don't
snow.
want to shovel any more snow for the rest of my life.
So, kind one, what is the city name for the dark side?
Pattaya.
Yeah, it's
It's
called Pattaya.
still called Pattaya, and if you
East
want to be
Pattaya now.
specific, it's East Pattaya. Yeah, but it's still Pattaya.
And it's not a dodgy area by any means.
It's
which,
not. They
when
got
I
the
first
beautiful
heard that
forest
name, I
out
thought,
there.
"Ooh,
They got the
gotta be the
beautiful
dodgy part
lakes
of
out
town."
there. It's a lot of the best restaurants are out there.
Our two favorites.
3 favorites are out there.
Oh, you found the third?
A&X, I keep telling you, I'm going to take you. This is the
Okay,
best chicken
yeah.
burger you'll ever have,
You
and
keep
it's only
threatening to
$1.
take me there, but no.
$1 chicken burger, and you can't eat 2.
Ooh, my kind of price.
Yep, I
Yeah.
told you, Cheap Charlie, right here.
Captain Action, 102 mission accomplished.
Oh,
that's
wow.
good to know.
Yeah,
So we
thank you
did-
guys.
Thank you guys. That
for
really
hitting that
helps.
thumbs
Yeah.
up. Yep,
Thank
we
you,
hit
Captain.
the mile mark, and makes Darlene smile. All her hard work and doing the editing and the keeping up the Facebook group, welcoming our new subscribers and all that. She does a lot behind the scenes you guys don't know.
Yeah.
So she's really grateful when we get 100 thumbs up. And so
She
am I.
is.
So thank you. If you don't do it for me, do it for my wife. She's a great girl.
She is. LV says, that's funny. Bangla Road was very interesting when reopening after COVID, and trying to get in and out was even more interesting with the Phuket Sandbox. ASQ facilities, fun times.
I was there during the Sandbox. Yeah, Las Vegas. I was there during the Sandbox scheme. And we were actually the second plane to arrive when they opened the Sandbox scheme.
Mm.
The second. The first plane landed about 45 minutes before ours.
Everybody lived, so they said, okay, we'll have more planes in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alfred Mayo says, Terry, after 3 days in Thailand, you'll be shopping for a long-term condo. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Alpha says to me, he says, every time he's here in Thailand, he's extremely happy. He says, when I go to Swanepoel Airport to fly out, he said, the most depressing day of my life.
The
He
tears
says, I
are
hate it.
starting. Yeah.
He says, everybody that's in that airport departure area, you know, where they have where you're about to board the plane. He says, you just look at all their faces. They're all depressed. Every single one. There's not a happy smile in them. He says, and then you see the people coming off the plane that you're about to get on, and they're all,
I think Alpha's making a visit in July.
Yeah.
And he did, you had recommended a visa agent to him for the food munchkin.
Yeah, for
He
his
did a
girlfriend.
visa
Yeah.
back to Canada, and that was successful. So I think the plan is that he's going to be taking her back for a few weeks to see the family.
And his mom watches our live stream too.
Oh, good.
Alpha's mom. So did you tell her that Pin's pregnant yet and you got a shotgun wedding next month?
Well, I think that's why he's going back with her. You know, have a wedding over there. I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly.
Could be a possibility. I'm guessing. Alpha knows we're teasing. Mike Cuffin, Brooke, I was working at Walmart during COVID. It was amazing how regular customers turned into doorknobs. Yeah. Yeah. Walmart did stay open. I will give them credit for that, man.
Yeah.
I was happy I was in Florida, man.
It killed a lot of businesses here in Thailand. A lot of mom and pop stores went broke.
Yeah.
Just down the road from us. You remember they had all those rundown buildings? Well, they bulldozed them finally.
Thailand was affected.
It was hit hard.
Yeah. And actually all over, like Philippines.
It did a lot of damage to the
COVID
economy.
killed them.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I wasn't too excited with COVID. Hey. But the one time you kind of got that gut feeling like, oh, geez, what is going on? I walked into Publix supermarket in Florida, and I saw empty shelves from one end to the other. Never in my life had I seen that.
Everybody stockpiled.
Everybody stockpiled.
Yeah.
Paper products were gone. Water was gone.
Toilet paper, forget it.
And you're thinking, oh, shit, what is going on here? You know what I mean? You never in your life have you seen an empty shelf in these stores. You know? But yeah, that day. So
and you couldn't buy sanitizer for love or money. I remember that.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Couldn't buy hand
initially the masks,
sanitizer.
you couldn't find them. The gloves were gone. A lot of shit. But but it wasn't long. A couple days later, this, there's back on the shelves.
Yeah.
Not full, but Logan C, you boys know any lovely Thai ladies there in their 30s looking for a husband? Oh, you ain't gonna have no problem.
You ain't gonna have no problem. And I'll tell you a
Jesus.
funny story, Logan. And this just happened like a week ago. We were coming back from Malaysia, and we're at the Thai border. And I get out of my car to go through immigration checkpoint, because you go through with your car. And the girls and the kids had to get out and go through the building, but I went through the drive-through because somebody's got to get the car over. And so the owner of the car has to drive through, and I get there, and it was a really, really nice Thai lady in her mid-30s. And we were laughing and joking. I was wearing one of my Hello Tubers t-shirts, and it said YouTube right here, And she said, "Are you a YouTuber?" I said, "Yeah, I am. I'm a YouTuber, And she said, "Oh, really? What's your channel about?" And I said, "Well, it's to help those that want to come out and, retire outside of their home country and want to make friends in doing it. They don't want to go somewhere they've never been and not have the support there and the friendship." Yeah. I said, I decided to be one of the first ones to do it. I didn't see any other channels out there doing it. I said, I thought I'd do it. And now we got 18,000 subscribers. And I said, "Why? Are you single?" And she said, "Yes." She said, "Do you have any single foreigners for me?" I said, "You choose." I said, "We got about 18,000.
Yeah.
Thereabouts. And she laughed and she says, "Okay." She says,
I'll start watching.
She said, "Show me your channel." She gave me her phone and I gave it to her. She subscribed. I said, "Send me an email." I said, "With your picture." I said, "I'll put it out on a live stream." I said, "You'll get so many replies." I said, "It'll blow your brain away." No problem. She was nice. She was super friendly and nice.
Ladies here, Logan.
Very pretty face. Yeah. Very pretty face. Yeah.
Good and bad, like anywhere though, Logan. Ongoing situation, Coupe. When you got your new teeth, did the facial recognition know who this young guy with the sunglasses is trying to get into your condo?
Yeah, I just don't smile. I go,
"Oh, there you go." That
when my lips close, it recognizes me. Yeah.
Logan says, "Are you here any meetups where they smoke cannabis?"
I don't smoke cannabis.
Me neither.
I know several people that do, and they enjoy it.
Yes.
And that don't bother me. Each to their own.
There probably is meetup somewhere, Logan. Just we're not in that vein, so we don't really.
So we don't get invited.
Yeah, we don't get. Well, we don't even care about it. So, but when you're with a certain crowd or you're at one of the shops, I'm sure they'll tell you. Now, here's what I did hear interesting in the pool the other day.
Yesterday, yeah,
that the price used to be 120 baht a gram or an ounce or
something like that. Yeah,
and it's down to like 15.
Yeah,
the price has just gone through the floor, so there must be excessive supply compared to demand. And
yeah, because one of our subscribers telling us his buddy has got a marijuana farm.
Yeah,
that's all he can get for it now is 15 baht compared to 100 and something a couple months, last year.
Yeah, it's
because everybody and their uncle's doing it now.
And you still see shops about every fourth or fifth business is a weed shop.
Yeah,
cannabis, whatever. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, no, we don't know any meetups on that.
But I'm sure there are.
I'm sure there would be.
Yeah.
Terry Fallon, guys, we'll sign off for tonight. Great to see you. Got to go walk the dog. You two always lift my spirits. See you on the next live stream. Take care.
And thank you,
have
Terry.
A good night. Thanks for showing
have a good
up,
night.
Terry.
We're about to wrap up. We only do 2-hour live stream. Any more than that, we can't talk for a week.
Yeah. Roger Carpenter, thanks for all the info, guys. Appreciate it. Hit that like button.
Yes, please. If you're watching, hit the thumbs up. It's free to do.
Live and Earn with Mike. I bought a water test kit and with me last year to test just for cleanliness. Only I tested water from the sink and bottles. 7-Elevens came on top. Okay. Anthrock Martin website. Darlene has enough to do already.
I know. I know because I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not technically inclined like she is.
I'm a numbers guy. I can't touch it.
Yeah.
Richard Woolley. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah. The only thing I do is I do the live streams and make the videos. And of course, I do the investing in the stock market. So we get a healthy income every month. And then the wife does everything else.
So kind one. Thank you for all sharing tonight. Everyone has a wonderful week on purpose.
And thank you.
Mike, I was also in Florida, Vero Beach. Okay. Kept in action. Oops. Please hit that like button.
Yes, please.
Alchemist, Trump depression will end retirement dreams for many. Better hurry to Thailand.
And here's the funny thing, Alchemist. I know you. You're a neighbor of mine. You live in that tower right across from my balcony. And once you're out here, politics doesn't come into it.
No.
Not at all. Once you're here in Thailand, it don't matter. You're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Labor, Conservative. What parties you got in your country? Green Party, whatever. You know, liberals. It doesn't matter. We're all here. We're all retired, and we're all happy. Politics never comes into it. Don't give a shit.
Just make sure that Misty checks in the bank.
That's it.
Tim P. When I was stationed in Germany, I shipped a 72 Mercedes 350 SLC with European specs to Canada, and the regulations in 94 stated vehicle had to be 14 years or older from import date with European specs. Well, good for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
very
definitely
well done.
Within the time frame.
When I was in the Army, Tim, a lot of people, after we finished tech school, A1 training, they advanced first training, we call it actually, and they got their bonus check from the Army. You get this big check. A lot of people went out and bought cars, Mustangs, Harley Davidsons, all that, and then they got an overseas posting, you know, to Europe somewhere, and the military will ship it out for you for free. So you can take your bike or your car that you just bought to your posting overseas in Europe. And they did. But they only ship it one time for free.
Oh, okay.
When you want to ship it back,
it's up to you.
It's a whole different ball game. And so what they all did was they all sold it to the new recruits that were coming out, you know, because they're like, I'm leaving, and they'd put a post up at the PX, you know, saying, you know, Mustang 5.0, 1985, you know, only 2 years old, mint condition for sale, you know, to the highest bidder, you know, and that's what they did because it was too expensive to ship it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LV says, thanks again for your time, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you, LV.
And thank you, Las Vegas.
Tim P, great show as always. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Timmy.
And thank you, Tim.
Mikey says same thing. Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you, Mike.
Logan says the same thing. Thank you, Logan.
See you next time, Logan.
Alchemist, yes, sir. Always thankful for your channel. You helped me solidify my decision. Moving to Thailand.
And he's still our neighbor, and haven't seen him in a long time. He came to that one meet and greet, and haven't seen him since. He's too busy enjoying his life. But he comes on the live stream, so I do appreciate it. Come by and say hi next Tuesday, Alchemist, at the meet and greet.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Fraser's. Be good to catch up with you.
Ongoing situation. When you retire from working, you should also retire from politics. You'll live longer. Correct?
Exactly.
You do want to get a routine going here, guys. You'll be in vacation mode the first month or two. Go, party, maybe. But get a routine going after that, which we all have, you know.
2.5 years later, I still feel like I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
I walk down to the pool brook, and I think to myself, it feels like I'm just on a never-ending vacation.
Nice.
I love that feeling. I absolutely love that feeling. Yeah.
Yep. I go to the gym, go for my coffees, go to the pool with you quite often.
Yeah.
Yep. Alchemist, ongoing situation. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Keep politics
Alpha
out.
says, thanks again, boys. Thank you, Alpha.
And thank you, Romeo. And that's it. We're at the end of the comments. As promised, we always answer every single one. So if you're a subscriber and you come on and you post a question, don't worry. We'll keep the live stream going up until the last question. And we do it all in 2 hours. Not bad. But we give everybody our time. And Alchemist says, I still can't believe I'm here.
None of us can. We never knew we'd end up here.
Yeah, it's like living a dream that never ends.
But it's nice.
It is. Best thing that ever happened to me. Thailand. So until next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God bless you all. Stay tuned.
And stay happy.